Hello there, everybody. I'm Christine Bentley in studio with Kate Wheeler, and we have a very special guest. She's a television icon. She's beloved from coast to coast.
Did my dad call in?
Yes, your dad. No,
this is amazing.
No. It's Cheryl Hickey, and welcome to What She Said, Cheryl.
Thank you so much for having me. This is amazing. I feel very lucky to be here today.
Yeah. Now, before we get into your newest project,
yes,
which is the reason that you're here,
yes,
we want our listeners to be able to get to know you a little bit. So, how did you get your start in the industry? Because they all watch you, so they're all wondering.
Yeah, no, I started when I was, I think, 17. I'm 38 now, and my dad said, you need to do something with your summer. No, it was 16, and he said, there was a crawl across the television where it said they were looking for volunteers at a cable station, and so he said, let's go up and check that out. So we did. We went up to, it was at McLean Hunter at the time, and we went up, and I just sort of walked around and looked at everything, and I thought, God, this is really amazing. He said, they pay people to talk? He said, they pay people to talk. I thought, okay, great, this works for me. So I volunteered for a summer there, and I was hooked. I was just passionate about all the different jobs and how it was very much a team, and I was really drawn to that. So I finished high school a little bit early and went away to college for journalism, and then so I just took every job I possibly could, started in radio, and went on to be a producer and a writer, and then for the 6 o'clock news at the new VR in Barrie. And
I worked there
when
it
you
was the
started,
old VR.
Right? Okay, so
it was the old VR then. But they didn't call it
the
that.
Really old VR.
The really
okay,
old.
yeah. So
Thanks,
I
Kate.
did. Yeah.
I got all dressed up today because Cheryl was coming in, and I thought, I can't look like a slob.
You look amazing.
Ah.
So yeah, it was, and then the great team there sort of refreshed my skills, and I became a cameraman, which really helped me over the years, camerawoman, cameraman, and then was hired at Global in 1999 to be their helicopter cameraman and TD, and then was reporting from there, and I've had a lot of really great lucky breaks, but I was trained at the time for each job, so I was able to jump.
But you have said that TV may be your passion, but your children and your family are where your heart truly lies.
For sure.
Tell us what motherhood means to you, because you're sitting here with two women who are passionate about their children.
Right.
This was our...
Some days.
Well,
some days.
How old are you?
5 and 1.
Oh, you got little ones.
Yeah, 5 and 1.
Boys, girls?
I have a 5-year-old boy and a 1-year-old girl.
Nice.
So it is really great. But yeah, you're right. I mean, television is it's like my hobby, it's my passion, it's where I get to learn and make mistakes and grow and all of that, those sort of things. But my kids, I mean, I was super selfish before I had my kids, I'll say that, and I was all about my career, and I got married late, and I had babies late, and then when I met my husband, and really for the first time had that kind of connection, and then when I got pregnant and became terrified of, oh my gosh, I'm carrying a human, and I have to do it on TV, and I gained 70 pounds. It was amazing. Yeah,
that's a good look.
It was something. Something. So the family just became my everything, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we've all been through this where, I never wanted to have children, and then when I did, I found that it stretched me in a way that I never...
It stretched me too, let me tell you.
You had twins.
I had twins, and I was sort of this far away. I mean, I was sort of 3 feet away from the desk, and every week it would go further. And finally, at one point, a week before, because I felt fabulous, I went 4 weeks overdue.
Oh, did you?
And finally, at the end, I think somebody who was running the station said to my boss, please get her out of here, because if she falls, she's going to own this joint.
Oh,
She's
really?
huge.
Oh, no.
Said I saw her stomach. It took 5 minutes before I saw her face.
But you were like, now you were the same. I was 33 and 34 when I had mine, so you were around the same age. And but you're lucky because you're in an era where you could be pregnant on TV.
Right.
I mean, when Christine was pregnant, they kept on lowering her stomach below the desk, so she kind of ended up looking like foo. She was sitting
That's
on
crazy.
the top. Yeah.
Well, they were.
Did that make you angry at all?
No,
or was it didn't?
because I mean, I worked in an era when it was a bubble. It was a different.
It was
a different bubble. I
yeah.
mean, these were broadcast icons. You know, the Bassetts and the Rogers and Moses and those guys. Now it's all telecom companies. It's not the same deal. But in those days, it was largely white men. So we figured we had 5 years I figured I got 5 years in the biz, and then, so at the time it was, oh, you're pregnant. Viewers aren't going to like that, you being away for a long time. So I came back 4 weeks after.
See, this
because I wanted to set a precedent, so that
was it because you wanted to keep your job?
Yes.
No, not
really.
Not so much because I wanted to keep my job, but because the whole thing was, well, I'm not sure how viewers are going to take this, because the little old ladies would phone in and say, if you were on vacation, and say, where are you? Where are you?
Yeah.
And they had a perception that people were so personally attached to you that if you left for a period of time, that they would leave the station. So I came back early because I thought I want them to hire more women, because it's okay. I came back after 4 weeks, and I remember somebody coming up to me and saying, oh, this is great. This is just like a long vacation. That's great. We can hire more women. So I felt that I wanted to set a precedent. I didn't feel pressured. I didn't feel that I was going to lose my job. I just wanted it to be okay for other women later.
No, and
does that make sense?
Thank you for that. And I think that is,
Plus,
it does make sense.
Plus I worked nights. So we didn't come in
So that
until
worked
later,
for your-
so I could,
But that also just it makes me crazy, and I hope someday. I just feel like women coming back to work, for some it works, and it worked for you, and I think that's really great. But I think it should be a choice. I think that a lot of the times employers shouldn't want the women to come back because we're sleep deprived, our hormones are all over the joint, and we want to be our best at work. And a lot of the time you're working on zero sleep, your focus is with that small human. I mean, it's a human, and I think that. Anyway, this is a bigger topic, so I won't go into it, but I really hope someday that the laws change and allow families to do what they need to do better. And I think the government needs to give big business incentive to do so, to support the family.
But look at the way we react now to, or not now, but we did react to paternity leave. Like the first people that I heard were taking paternity leave. I got to admit, my eyebrows went up. I was like, really? But my first thought wasn't that they're giving time to their family. It was like, how is this going to derail your career? And I thought guys taking, 6 months to a year off out of there was kind of worse than the women.
Why?
Taking it. Well, I don't think of it now. But we're talking back when the first paternity leave was, in the early 90s. It was a shock.
Right. No, I do remember. I do remember hearing about it and being like, But yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's changing too.
Yeah.
Well, it should.
Yeah. But now women are taking a year, and that's reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
And some women are taking
a year and
then taking
financially,
unpaid leave.
more and more women are finding that because there is not the same support, it's very difficult to do so, I think, for families to take an entire year.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well,
did you prefer, back to your love of TV, do you prefer being in front of the camera or behind?
I miss the creativity of when I was a cameraman. I still keep saying cameraman.
Videographer.
When I was working with the camera, I really enjoyed that because it felt very creative, and I loved the storytelling process, and so I missed that. I still miss that a little bit, but I like being in front of the camera because it gives me something, and I'm not quite sure what I can put my finger on that it is. Does it fill the ego a bit? Maybe. I just like presenting. I like talking to different people.
But the connection.
Yeah, it's that. It's I've met so many amazing people through my journey, and I feel really lucky. I know that I've had a lot of luck in my life. When I entered the business,
the harder you work, the luckier you get.
No, you're right. I mean, I didn't know anyone. I came from Owen Sound. I didn't know anybody in Toronto. I mean, I'd only been there a few times, so I mean, I didn't know anyone in the business. So it was a long haul. It was an uphill climb, and it still is some days. And so It's a journey.
Did you meet your husband? Is he in the business?
He is. I met him on a blind date.
Me too.
Yeah,
My husband
you did?
Bill Hutchison set my husband up on a blind. Well, John says it was half blind because he checked me out on the 6 o'clock news.
Well, there you go. So he kind of knew.
But he's in the business.
He is. My husband at the time was working at Sportsnet, and a PA at ET Canada also was working at Sportsnet, and said, "There's this guy I really think that you should meet." And we both of us at the same time were kind of like, "Oh, I don't know," and so we talked over email for about 3 weeks, and then we talked for about 2 weeks over the phone because it was the World Series and he was very busy. And I think about the week before our date, he finally Googled me and he said, "Oh, I see." So we went on our first date. He wore a name tag that said, "Hello, my name is Kevin," and then that was it. So, he now runs a production company called Project 10 with Vernon Wells from the Toronto Blue Jays, and he's very successful in his own right, so I'm really proud of him. Yeah, he's my best friend, and he's a good partner and an amazing dad. He's an amazing dad.
Well, I mean, this should happen to me. I mean, somebody has to set me up on a blind date. Every single great relationship that I hear about is somebody setting somebody up on a blind date.
Well, okay, so now I know.
Now you know.
Now I have my work cut out for. I've got it. Let's do this.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Done.
So let's talk about your newest project.
Yes.
Because it's called Ours. So tell us how that all happened.
I have some. Slide them in here.
Here, let's slide them in. So this is Ours. There we go. You can kind of see it. Long story short with Ours, I got pregnant with my son, and I became frustrated. His skin was very red and inflamed, and I was frustrated with what was out there. I felt that when I was buying organic, he would take the bottle and dump it in, and then that $40 bottle was gone, and it's a hard break. Then the other products, I didn't know what any of the ingredients were. So I'd research what is that exactly, and so it was very frustrating. So I went back to coconut oil and olive oil, which my mom used on us as kids. And then I got pregnant with my daughter, and again, same old thing. So a lot of frustration, and there's a lot of allergies in my family. My mom has MS, so she has a really difficult time with a lot of product to use because of her allergies, and also she's just very conscious about what goes in her body, and we all are. And so I got this serendipitous phone call from someone at Swiss Farm here in Canada who said, we're just talking to some mommies that we know about what the industry is missing, and I had just been thinking about I want and need to do something. So literally that phone call started it all. We partnered up. It took 2.5 years to get this off the ground. It's very difficult to do something like this. And so with this company, they have fantastic chemists and a wonderful team. So they worked on the formulations. I gave birth to my daughter. We continued to have board meetings with me breastfeeding my daughter at the board meetings, picking the packaging, picking the name. They would send me product at home, and I would test it. While I was with my kids, I took 6 months off to be with my daughter, and it was fantastic. And so, it just continued to go through, and it took a long time, but now we're here, and this is just the first rollout, so we're proud.
You're watching What She Said on YouTube. You're watching What She Said on YouTube.
Now, in the break, you said something really interesting. You said obviously your dream is to have this in all Canadian homes, but you'd also want to see it in hospitals. Why?
I want to see it in hospitals because I think when you give, it's a really special time when people give their baby their first bath. You never forget it. It's a very important moment, and it's a great time. But I also think the first thing that should touch a baby's skin is something that is safe, healthy, and honest. You know where it's coming from. You know where it's made. You know what's in it. It's ingredients you recognize. And at that point, you don't know what allergies or what's going on with your baby. Mm-hmm. So I think it should start with a basic product that is safe, that is clean. And eventually, when we can and we can afford to, I would love that to be a gift that goes into the hospitals to each mom when a little satchel, and so that's a big dream of mine.
So Cheryl, what do you offer right now, and in this product, and what is in it?
Okay, so there's 8 products. The idea is that it's for men, women, and babies, senior citizens with delicate skin, right down to babies. So there's a head-to-toe wash. I don't know if you know, but the secret is men wash their hair with body wash.
Or
So,
soap.
they don't use shampoo. So we have this head to toe wash, which is, it's okay. So we're blowing the lid off their big secret. So here it is. This is for your body. This is for your head. You can do the whole thing. So that's a great one. Exfoliator for both men and women. This is great to put on before men shave. For women, leave it on for 5 or 10 minutes and then, give your face a good scrub. Your kid goes to the park, has dirty feet, you don't have time for a bath, takes them into the tub. This will get anything off. It's great.
And you sound like you know.
I've done that. Yeah. When they take their shoes off and run to the pavement and their feet are black? Yeah. This will get that off.
Okay.
So then the Everybody lotion. This is great. There's not a ton of alcohol in it. So you really have to work it into the skin and it works very well. This is every man, every woman, every diaper bag needs to have this Everything Balm, Anything Balm. If you've got flyaways in your hair, you just grab a little. If you want that dewy look on your cheeks, if you're going to take your baby out for a walk or you're going to go downhill skiing and you need a barrier on your face, you take this and you put it all over your face and it's a great barrier. It's a protectant. Your baby has a diaper rash, use this on their bum. Put this on your hands and your feet and put on a pair of socks. This has 1,000 different uses. My son uses it as hair gel. It's crazy. So then we have the 3-in-1 cleansing oil, which is wonderful for men and women. Men can put it on their face, jump in the shower, zone out for a minute, then add a little water. It lathers. You can shave. Women, pour it on your legs. It's a very silky soft. You can also pour it in the bath and give you a milky bath. All these products, the 8 SKUs they're multitaskers, like women.
So for makeup, the cleansing oil?
Makeup. Cleansing oil, I use the cleansing oil and then I add a bit of exfoliator on my face. It takes TV makeup off. If it takes TV makeup off.
What about mascara?
Yeah.
Oh my
The
goodness.
13 layers of mascara they used to put on our
Oh,
eyelashes.
I know, right?
I know.
Okay, I am actually blown away by the price points.
Yeah, I'm really proud of that. I'm proud of that. And
there isn't anything over $14.99 here that I see, and most of it.
We're all on a budget, and I don't care what you do for a living, where you live. If you're in Meaford, Ontario, if you're in Toronto, you're in Ottawa, I don't care where you live. Every woman has a budget for their family, and every man has a budget for their family. So the idea is we want it to be affordable. You shouldn't have to break the bank to make good choices for your family, and that's what I found very frustrating. People's pay change, which means what you can afford within your family, it changes. So we want this to just be an easy. It's a staple in the Canadian home. Eventually, at Christmas, around Christmas time, you'll be able to order it online. So remember the old milkman where they used to just bring you milk?
Yeah.
This will be like that. It'll just show up at your house.
Oh, so where is it now? It's at Rexall now?
It's at Rexall's all across Canada. They're a fabulous partner, and we're so lucky to be in their stores. So
Right, and then it'll be online.
And then it will be online.
And then you have more stuff coming.
And then in 2015, we're going to do everything under the roof. I mean, everything from cleaning products. I have a really amazing mom and baby product coming out, hopefully in 2015, that I've been working on. We're just getting it in development. So
What is a mom and a baby product?
I can't say yet, but I'm really excited
Cheryl,
about it.
come
I know
on.
I want it. So
Just
let's
kinda-
just say this.
let-
It has to do with when you're bottle feeding or breastfeeding, it'll assist in the comfort. Let's
Okay.
just say that.
Oh,
okay.
I'm
Okay.
thinking nipple soother right away.
It is not a nipple soother. But if I come out with a nipple soother, I'll be sure to come back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, I constantly, I have a very busy mind, and my mom and I used to sit and write in our journals about things that we would like to create or make. I mean, one of hers was, you know the fake bushes, the plastic bushes that people put in their yard, so that well, like when I was 12, that was one of her things that she thought would be a really great idea. But we never did anything with it because
Yeah.
there's just dreams or
So
things.
what was the trigger for this? What did you say? Was it your child? That was like, I've got to do something?
Yeah, I felt an immense amount of pressure to do right by my kids. I don't know if I was living the cleanest life at the time, and I just decided I want to do better. I want to be here for them. I want to do better with the environment. It's funny when you have kids, your sense of responsibility, they give you a bag of guilt, your baby, and then you grow up and you realize you have to. I wanted to make a difference and to really try to do something good and something that would last. I mean, I love what I do on television. It is my passion, and I'm so blessed to do it. But women don't have to be one-trick ponies. I mean, I think there's
Mm-hmm. It's true. So is there any pressure? Do you feel any pressure for this? Like, what if people don't like the product?
Of course. There's times at night when I'm sitting and I'm thinking about the product and I'm, but what our next move should be and things like that. And sure, the vulnerable part of me says, geez, I really hope people like this. And what if I fall on my face? And what if, and what if, and what if? Because your mind does that. Mm-hmm. But then I come back to, I've partnered with an amazing partner. I believe in this product. I wouldn't put my name in my face, and I wouldn't risk this if I didn't think and know it's fantastic. Because I have a lot to lose. And so I believe in it wholeheartedly. I'm not going to let it fail. I'm going to work really hard to make sure it succeeds and to make sure that families have what they need. And they need to have a choice that they can afford. So I'm going to work really hard to make sure I do that properly.
Getting back to you for a moment. You did a lot of things, as we talked about. I mean, you were behind the camera, in front of the camera. You've done a lot of things. But is this your first sort of entrepreneurial venture, and where did that come from? Did it come naturally, or was it?
Yeah, I think so. Again, my mom and I used to sit down and come up with ideas. My mom she's the most amazing lady. I mean, she's got...
You said she has MS and she's coping with it.
She has MS, and it's a really rough... It's rough. It's really rough for all of us. And but she is my soulmate, and she's you guys, she's a really amazing lady. And so a lot of my creativity comes from her. And she always said to my sister and I, of growing up, make sure you've got yourself taken care of before you venture out into having a family, getting married. Take care of you, get it all stable, get a good ground. And so that's always just sort of been in me. I have my stable ground, I have my footing, and now I feel like I want to do more, and this is an extension of that.
Can you see yourself doing other things in the future, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? I mean, moving on. I know you're going to expand this line.
Yeah, we are, definitely.
But building a little...
Is this not enough already? I mean, give the girl a break.
I don't know.
Being busy.
I'm just finding out that she's a big dreamer, and she's got lots of...
My mom and my sister and I, family's a big part of everything I do. Like, it just, as is for you and many other people listening. My sister and my mom and I are tossing around the idea of writing a book, because we've had a lot happen to the three of us in our lives, good and really bad. And but the thread with it all is we have a wicked sense of humor, and my mom has a wicked sense of humor. Our whole family does. So while there's some tragedy there's a lot of humor, and I think it's very much a Canadian thing. Mm-hmm. So maybe that might be something down the line. I don't know if anyone will want to read it yet. So we're talking about it. We're dancing with the idea, but nothing beyond that.
So, Cheryl, do you sleep at all? Are you like Kate only sleeps about 3 hours a day.
Right, exactly.
Because her mind never stops. And it sounds like you're a kindred spirit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think my day is jam-packed. I'm really lucky to work for an employer where I am working part-time so I can be with my kids. I work from 8:30 to 1 on ET Canada, get all my work done. I run home, take my makeup off, and the babysitter goes home, and I take care of my kids, pick my son up from school, start dinner, and then after I make lunches, pet everyone to bed with my husband, because he's an amazing help. I lay down in my bed, usually with my computer, and I start thinking and returning emails, and I go to bed about 12:30.
Do you send emails at 4 in the morning?
Yeah.
She does?
Not 4 in the morning. I don't do that.
I assume everyone's got their smartphones off, so I don't do it anymore because I've been told off.
Oh, really?
They're all laughing.
Oh, really? Oh,
well,
geez.
They don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I do, and I find that people say, I think one of the publicists said, so you always send your tweets and stuff out late at night. I go, yeah, that's when women are on Twitter and Facebook.
In the evening.
In the evening, or first thing in the morning before anybody gets up.
That's right. When your kids and when that job's done. I feel like I have 3 jobs. 3 passions. My family, and then my work, and then ours. And family always comes first. And then everything else just finds its place, It just sort of works.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I start all my emails, Twitter, and everything else about 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
I
got one last night. I just closed. I've been binge watching Mad Men because I had to catch up.
Isn't it good?
Yeah. But I had to, I thought, okay, that's it. That's everything. Sent out the last email, and then 20 to 12, I got one back from Kathy Buckworth It's like she's also up. She's up doing stuff now too. And my husband's going, you women are crazy. I said, this is when we have time.
No, but this is the time when you do everything else. The everything else. I mean, that's.
Answer one question before we have to go. Okay, everyone's all about branding. It's a brand.
Yep.
Why did you choose not to put your name on?
It is.
It's right
It's
down
Hours by Cheryl Hickey.
Oh, there, but it's not big. I mean, you think that's going to be?
Well, why didn't I make it bigger?
Or do you think it will become?
You're
going to be out there and doing the promotion.
Yeah, I'm going to be out there doing promotion with it. I don't. My face is on some of the marquee stuff through Rexall's. We do have some commercials that Rexall air, and my voice is on it. I don't think it's necessary to have my face in everyone's bathroom. If I have my, that would be. I'm already in their living room.
Yeah.
If you've got my picture in your bathroom, I don't know. I'm not so sure, but I'm comfortable with it the way it is. I think it's a pretty package. It's
very beautiful.
Yeah,
it will look nice on the counter.
It does look nice on the counter. So, but maybe for the next line, I'll have my face right on the side, and then you can have me in your bathroom.
But that's good. I mean, I think because they talk about a brand, and you are.
Canada's tough to do it. It's tough to do this in Canada. They do it a lot in the States. But it's tough to break through in Canada as a brand.
Right.
So we're working on it.
Well, we wish you the best of luck.
Thanks
Cheryl
for having
Hickey,
me.
thank you so much for joining us today and joining the ranks of Canadian women and moms who are turning just a wee bit more entrepreneurial than their mothers before them. So good luck.
Thank you so much.
Click the channel subscribe button for full-length interviews and more from What She Said here on YouTube.